Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Lane, the one and only Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, Officer 1v1 on Twin Beaches. In the south, it is MrPalmer here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats, significantly out of their desert element. In the north, though, is Redxwings, the reddest of wings, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Standing here with the 55th Infantry Division, with a Trill Pioneer start here, which certainly feels a bit classic here for Twin Beaches, to at least, have some map control in there. So we are off here. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast. And a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking on my videos, but ultimately with the YouTube algorithms. So we're off to the races here again. Points are being seized swiftly again. And we got Redxwings here with a very early fuel cache. Very bold strategy here. Clearly intending to rush towards something, though, but definitely not something you see an awful lot of. Meanwhile, we got the Dingo for MrPalmer, clearly hoping to hunt down again crowd of some Germans, but clearly not ready for a very fast fuel cache out of Redxwings. Of course, it's not something that's going to give him an immediate super boost of fuel. It's just 5 more fuel per minute, but at the same time, it's not nothing either, even as the match goes on there. So this could prove to be just a bit extra there for Redxwings to tip the fight into his favour as things go on, and will allow him to maybe just hit some faster tech curves. MG42 following up to support the Pioneers. Hold down some of those Tommies. And we got those Sappers advancing as well for that northern fuel point. Dingo racing about. Alright, Gerald, remember, we're in Europe now, so we have to apply to their, side of the road. It's a war, Dingus. Oh, right. Keep forgetting that. Anyways, Pioneer spot here, Australians flying away there. Closing in swiftly. MrPalmer, they could go for more Aussies against Redxwings. Dingo diving in there for some Dingo diving. Pioneer's being pushed back. The Australians putting in some pressure there. And there you go. Dingo spotting MG42. They're going aggressively. Redxwings machine gun crew, they just feverishly trying to stop it, but the Dingo just drives right past it. The machine crew's just cursing it. There's a verdammte Infantry! We can't keep this thing in front of us. It just keeps driving past us. Pioneers rushing in, but Redxwings has no infantry. I suspect he's planning to rush ahead here. Go for the Luftwaffe Company. Maybe a fast 2-to-1, maybe several. Who knows with the Redxwings? That's the magic of Redxwings. You never truly know what he's going to do, and I'm never sure Redxwings himself does either. But again, that's probably why he is so slippery as he is, because if he doesn't know what he's doing, then his opponent surely hell is not going to be able to predict what he's doing either. Probably means if he was an actual war, he probably hated just as much by his own commanders as by the enemy commanders. But there you go, MG4 to catch the Australians here. They're trying to stick close to the waters. Instead, all they found was an MG42 with its 900 to 1200 rounds per minute. I know the official number is 1200 rounds, but the thing is, there's what officially happens and then what's actually happens, because it turns out the MG42 couldn't necessarily handle the recoil from that high rate of fire, the stress of it. So what would happen is they typically lower the rate of fire, and you wonder, how do you lower the rate of fire machine gun? It's by inserting a heavier bolt. So apparently the actual number is closer to 900 rounds, which is still really fast. I mean, that's the general, rate of fire in the MG34. But, it's one of those less discussed things. 2-to-1 there for Redxwings. Australians are doing their best to keep the Germans at bay here. We also got a regular section up for MrPalmer, which isn't like halfback, gives some actually snares, rifle grenades, anti-tank rifles in a pinch. That means so far here, yet to call in any actual infantry. Could go for some Jaegers, of course, anytime soon here, unless he's got something else planned. We do not hear that Redxwings has gone for Mechanized, and there you go, Jaegers on the way there. Some more hardened veterans of the 55th. And there you go, Australians, they're charging MG42. 2-to-1 arrives, sent in from the nearby 3rd Panzer Grenadier Division as the armoured car dives in there, going up close with the Australians. So, definitely a bit of a struggle with the map control despite the Trill Pioneer start, because he just does nothing to really hold the ground with. And there you go. armoured car that allows Redxwings to fight more aggressively for the map here against Mr. North Air Pioneers dispatched. Got the first Jaeger squad out, and fun fact, there were actually more Fallschirmjäger divisions or Gebirgsjäger divisions in Italy than the Jaeger division, which makes it always amusing to me. They made it sort of a mainline unit in a sense instead of like, you know, a battle unit. And we got a second 2-to-1 of Redxwings. Definitely pretty rare to see a Valorant player go for double 2-to-1s here. That's exceedingly rare. And we got the Humber out here for Mr. That's never going to force a Panzerbuchse here or some Panzerschrecks out of Redxwings to stop that, because the 2-to-1's machine guns are definitely not going to cut it. So we got 532 so far, though Mr. and the British Empire are in the lead here against those bloody Jerrys. That can of course rapidly change in a moment now. And there you go. Humber engaging. Grenades on the way as well there. Of course, worth noting, he's doing it just for a single section. Doesn't mean it's bad, but could be argued not to be the most efficient thing. There we go. Panzerbuchse 41 on the way there for the 2-to-1. Basically, the Germans considered a heavy anti-tank rifle. Everyone else considered to be a very light anti-tank gun, which is one of those funny little bits there in the Second World War. You know, you gotta find a bit of lightweight if you can. Humber there descending upon Lone Pioneer Squad. They isolated their easy targets, and South here 2-to-1 striking there. And we got the upgraded 2-to-1 there. Note this was a workshop version and not something they actually made at the factories. Little fun side note there. There you go, Humber spotted. Takes a direct hit from the 28mm gun there, slamming right through it. And gets the Humber. But a snare finishes off here, and of course proving that of course it was worthwhile it here. Again, I'm not saying it wasn't like, you know, bad upgrade even with a single section. You can still, you see there, proved valuable, but again, you kind of feel like you might want more units to like really leverage it. But enough about that. Both sides responding to the loss of their armored vehicles by going for more. Obviously, he wants to put a stop to the other 2-to-1, and I imagine Redxwings just wants more armored cars. Meanwhile, striking at the cut-off point here, good play there by Redxwings, exploiting the cares up north here to sever his opponent's southern fuel supplies. It's excellent. And he's going for a lot of armored cars, but we also got mobile repair station and raid packets, so it seems like Redxwings is really committing heavily to the Aufklärungsabteilung of the Panzergrenadier Division that's attached to his infantry unit. James moving forwards here. Definitely highly unusual play there, but you know, there you go. It's certainly something else. It's also not something I would necessarily advise unless you're willing to, like, you know, take a few bumps. There you go. Dingo the spot with 2-to-1. Second 2-to-1 flank up. We got the Humber engaging. And right here, of course, Redxwings now has no anti-tank weapons. He does pop smoke here in an attempt to, like, just, you know, sneak around here, the Humber, but the problem is that only worked for so long before his opponent, of course, realizes what's going on, unless, of course, he's a baby, because babies have no object permanence. But, as you might have noticed here, because he's actually playing a game of Company Heroes, he's likely not a baby. So, keep that in mind. Unless your opponent is a baby, a trick like that is really not going to work for very long. Because, again, they will have this thing known as object permanence, meaning they can actually, like, you know, realize the object is still there. There you go, upgraded 2-to-1 dying after that Humber. So many armored cars, this is definitely spicy. Still would like to see some more infantry, but at the same time, I can appreciate something very different like this. 2-to-1 dumbing in and going for the Dingo. At the same time, Humber withdrawing rapidly, and he's just dumbing hard with the 2-to-1. We got a 6-pounder gun from MrPalmer. Noting, not going for the 2-pounder guns. Those could arguably be one way to counter all of this. More sections from MrPalmer, clearly looking for more anti-tank grenades. Let's got the 2-to-1-28, they're being fixed up here. And another Jaeger squad for Redxwings, finally going for some more infantry. They would mount this gun by one of a variety of vehicles. For example, at the very onset of the war, they actually had some tank hunter platoons where they just have 250 half-tracks with these guns mounted on them. I believe also the Panzer Pioneers platoon leader vehicles were also equipped with that gun, interestingly enough. So, a few little fun facts there. Second Jaeger squad ready here. We'll of course have to see how many more Jaegers he goes from, for that matter, how many more 2-2-1s will Redxwings go. Dingo diving in. Australians and regular sections up. We got more recce packages on the way there. So a lot of scopely infancy out of him. Of course, with this many Jaegers and this many 2-2-1s, Redxwings would significantly benefit from the officers' quarters for the Luftwaffe Company. That would be pretty big for him, so I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen it. Far up north, Pioneer squad there spotted by the Dingo. Not much more at the battle group, not much more in terms of tech for MrPalmer, though I'd say he's in a good position to try it. And we got Redxwings there, going for the medic station, which kind of makes sense, but it's not like he has a lot of, infantry squads, so less urgency towards a medic bunker in that sense. It's not like he's going for like 6 or 7 Grenadier squads. At which point you really should go for the medic bunker. I mean, it's still like 1 more infantry squad here, but
upgrade complete.
Meanwhile, MrPalmer could try and go for the cutoff point. Of course, we do have a machine gun team and a Jaeger squad here covering that particular approach here. So what will MrPalmer do here? As Redxwings is definitely proving to be a rather slippery fellow. Pioneer spotted, cutoff point there being more and more threatened. Machine gun team there could struggle to deal with a large assault here, though the armored cars being sent in to perhaps assist could prove helpful. And Redxwings loses a Pioneer squad. Down they go. Victory points wise, Redxwings is bleeding out there. MrPalmer now, though Palmer still enjoys a bit of a good lead. Redxwings, what is this? He's planning some kind of flank here by all appearances. Going for the Pioneers. Redxwings flank here continues. And there we go. We do get the tech here for MrPalmer going for the company command post. Entered in quite a bit out of position, unsupported. The Jaeger storming upon it could clear it out. We even got the machine gun team here. This could prove a bit dangerous there. Redxwings is also taking up here with the Panther company. Certainly feeling quite happy, I imagine, with this fuel cash investment here at the start of the game. And there you go. 6-pounder gun here. Gets cleared out again. MrPalmer there. Sends his entertainer out so far there with no real cover that it becomes an easy target here for Redxwings. A definitely dangerous mistake to make. But there you go. We do get the machine gun flank with rifle grenades as well. And we could see get wiped here by the infantry section for the Lee Enfields. We do get boys anti-tank rifles up as well there. Almost had the machine gun there. So close! Looks like the sapper's bit of dust here. Something else. An Australian section actually. Got an armoured car there though. With the Humber. Certainly a rather messy battle, but I imagine it's part again just because of Redxwings' fairly unorthodox strategy that's leaving MrPalmer a lot less sure how to progress with this, because again, just don't see Valorant players going this hard on 2-to-1s. Meanwhile, MrPalmer bringing in the Crusader tank as an obvious counter to this. Fast, speedy, and he has a decent gun. Could of course be a great way to hunt down these 2-to-1s fast. Though he might want to see if he can't, like, get this anti-tank gun back before Redxwings claims it. Fürs Reich. There you go. Panzer Company ready. Could go for some Starstorm, but more like just going to wait for a Panther 4. Also worth noting, no healing here for MrPalmer, I just realized. There we go. Field Infirmary up there. 366 for 399. We can see that Redxwings has now overtaken MrPalmer. And 7th Armoured. Crusader tank at the ready. Another Crusader tank on the way there. Has withdrawn the Humber, I believe, so he can just rush out more tanks. Which honestly makes sense. Good way to catch Redxwings there a bit off guard. For a lot of fast, speedy tanks at him. There you go. Jäger quickly caught up with the Crusader. There you go. 2-pounder gun letting loose. Friedrich and Rudolph goes down, but we got the 2-to-1. They're firing a blinding shot there. Aim for the weak point, Jürgen. There! It's a British Panzer. Unless it's big, it's pretty much everywhere.
Territory sector lost.
There you go, forcing the Crusader back there thanks to that initial advantage he gained for that shot. Allowing him to pump in so many shots that even now the Crusader probably would risk losing to the 2-1 if it's stuck around to engage there. So, pretty good use of the ability again. Redxwings showing he's got something there with light vehicles that can use those disruptive abilities, a bit like with him and the Stummel. And now MrPalmer brings in the Vickers machine gun, and Redxwings brings in the Panther Kampfwagen 4.
Territory lost. Ability unlocked.
There you go, getting back that fuel point from MrPalmer. Oh, he does end up going for the 2-pounder gun after all. Fair enough. He could also go for the 17-pounder gun in the Bofors. Got vehicle repair, and of course we've got the supply run there.
Captured a victory point.
Mines exploding, slightly hampering the advance out of MrPalmer. We've got Redxwings with the Panther. So of course, this is where MrPalmer, of course, might have really wanted the 17-pounder gun as a buildable thing, perhaps, since that could prove to be helpful against a potential Panther there out of Redxwings. But there you go, Panther 4 for now, adding the pin-up machine gun. Starstorm I still think could be a pretty good addition. But
we have a surplus of command points available.
That's just me. Bit of a duel here, but thanks to the Recce package here, the section does enjoy an advantage due to that. Basically, the weapons can ignore cover to a lesser extent there, so basically needs to have the upper hand even the other chaps have semi-automatics. Up north, the armor cast with that Panther 4 support striking in this Australian section there, and also worth noting is actually upgrade the other one with the radio antenna there. Crusader tanks being still pumped up here by MrPalmer, charging in with his tanks there, been over repaired here so they can take a few more hits. 6-pounder gun being caught out of position. Well, this could be a great time for MrPalmer to claim it back from those greasy, naughty Germans there. Tally-ho, chaps, let's get this one back for the Empire. And there you go, wiped it, setting her out to destroy it. Clearly doesn't want it anymore now that's been tainted. Others fiendish Fritzes. Panther 4 starting on the Crusaders here. A repairs helping the Crusader course absorb several hits more. Third Crusader tank almost ready. And Redxwings' little column here ends up just being left behind in the dust. As MrPalmer, of course, there pulls off an exceedingly fast retreat there. My God, Jürgen, they're retreating so fast, I can't tell if it's British or Italian. Oh, good one, Jürgen. Good one. You're talking to yourself, Fritz. It's not good, Jürgen. I'm sorry, Fritz. I can't help myself. Fixing up the Crusaders again, or repairing them, so again they can absorb more hits. They can, particularly with the larger stuff, really allow them to like absorb like one more tank hit, which is definitely something that can really give an advantage in the engagement. Again, note the reconnaissance vehicle there, running course with crucial intelligence, makes it hard, of course, for MrPalmer to sneak up on the Redxwings as long as Redxwings is paying attention. We're getting Panther X, rather the timing is going to be great because it's been right there. No! Maybe not. The Crusaders keep diving in there. Again, absorbing more hits. Panther 4 could be in trouble. Second Panther strike hit. The 55th Infantry Division there watches in horror as the Panther 4 gets blown apart. The 2-1 goes up in flame as well. But Redxwings there has called up high command and is getting the Panther. Machine gun left behind in the dirt though. Redxwings still could benefit from infantry. I'm a bit surprised we still haven't seen any Starstorm. At least more Jaegers. Meanwhile, MrPalmer snug up here, getting behind Redxwings' main front line. I'd say Crusader tank for an armoured car and the Panther 4 is a pretty decent trade-off there. And there we go, Starstorm for Redxwings in the 55th Infantry Division. That does give a bit more to go with. MrPalmer could consider some foot guards though. The bazookas and the Thompsons. Pioneers wiped. And now the Panthers arrive. The Panzer Kampfwagen 5 Ausführung D. Redxwings on the cutoff point there, and Redxwings in the northern munitions could even threaten the other fuel point there for MrPalmer. That machine gun is definitely going to be a good investment. And of course, we've got the Crusader tanks there being not just repaired, but over-repaired.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Wait, Nigel, how do we over-repair something? Oh, that's simple. We just do a better job than the ones making this thing.
We are losing the lead.
Look at these weldings. striking at the pioneers with the Crusaders, diving in for the British Empire, charging in there.
Installing a Panther officer.
And there you go, officers' quarters there for the Panther Company, Starstorm, hardened veterans of the 55th Infantry Division among Vorwärts with machine guns and G43s. And of course, laden with Stillhandgranate with fragmentation sleeves, which by the way was a thing. They actually had frag sleeves for those grenades. They seem to be more common with the later models of the Stillhandgranate, which is another fun fact. They actually halfway through the war changed how they made them to make them a lot easier to produce, because the early versions were actually, like, for some reason, really, you know, much more time consuming to make, but that's also kind of perfectly German. And then someone just went, what if we just, you know, made it a lot easier? Machine there's about to go down now. That'd be a great live course here for MrPalmer, but no. Redxwings looks like he might just be able to get the machine with Jägerswerk. No, gets it! Panther teams there, forcing away the Crusaders. Panther flanking in, machine setting up here. Starstorm basically up north here, covering the rear clearly. And Redxwings once more holds off the MG42. I think it's actually on MG42. Panther withdrawing there. Of course, the grab on the Panther definitely poses a problem there for MrPalmer. What will you do against that? 17-pounder guns, archers, a lot of 6-pounders. In fact, he goes for another Australian section here. I mean, more infantry certainly is never a bad idea as long as you can manage it. Though part of me would still like to see some foot guards. Oh wait, regular non-Australian sections catching the Jaegers here. Crusaders, of course, blasting with the 2-pounder guns. We could see the Jaegers are getting wiped if Redxwings isn't a bit careful. You're also noting here we got the Vesper and we got Mechanized Assault. No Sturmgewehrs for those Starstorm. There you go, Panther engages shot though, courtesy of repairs, end up not doing too much damage. There you go. Crusaders keeping at it, getting shots through the side armor. Might want to pull back that Crusader, but no, he keeps coming to the attack here. Goes for the 2-2-1.
We have lost the scout car.
And there you go, a lot of smoke here. Panther withdrawing. Oh, keeps at it. Crusaders and other ones withdrawing here. But it is worth noting here that MrPalmer is doing the smart thing, which is he's keeping the more healthy tanks in front of the more damaged ones to make sure that these are more likely to draw fire than the one that could risk getting blown up. Definitely some players would tend to be, you know, just not put much thought into that.
Has 300 points remaining.
And again, just to pause again and explain and highlight again, he quickly makes sure the more healthy tank moves in front of the more damaged ones. Again, that one draws away fire, and again, overall means he's got more chance of getting them all away there. So, sharp play there by MrPalmer, sharp tactical play. Back at base here, not much else out of Redxwings. Could go for another Panther, could go for a Panther 4, could go for Starstorm. You could also go for the Vesper. I mean, there's certainly plenty of options to pursue here for Redxwings. As for MrPalmer, he definitely needs more sappers to repair his tanks up faster. And we got here the creeping barrage. Partly was expecting maybe the archer here, but the creeping barrage certainly has its usage as well. If he intends to go for it. And because they're caught in a bit of a bad spot.
The enemy has claimed our
More Crusaders for MrPalmer, so he's just going to, for now, keep one sapper section to repair all of his tanks. I mean, with the 4th Crusader tank out, a 1 sapper section is definitely not going to be adequate. And meanwhile, Redxwings is bringing in another Panther. More Panthers. Definitely been a while since I've seen any Wehrmacht player in 1v1, like, you know, commit more heavily to the Panthers. So. Got the Stars flank, though. Rudolph goes down first. Taking a lot of damage. The mark target ability, of course, the mark ability there of the Australians definitely helping out there. Yeah, he's forced to withdraw. Could even risk losing them here with a bit of bad luck. Second Panther right around the corner there for Redxwings. And there goes second Panther. That's 2 Panthers. Double the Deutschland.
The battle is in our favor.
Certainly, with only 2 Panther guns, MrPalmer may find his Crusader struggling a bit with that head on. Like, he's going to need to flank. It certainly has shown he can flank. Meanwhile, Australians in the southern fuel point here, forced off as the 2 Panthers dive in. And of course, also signal to MrPalmer that Redxwings has 2 Panthers. It's certainly sending a bit of a message.
Our adversary is down to 250 points now.
Panthers withdrawing a bit there.
Give us a target.
Troops preparing. Fun fact about the actual Panthers, they actually have like, I think 1 or 2 reverse keys, meaning they reverse incredibly slowly to the point where in some cases they just turn the entire tank around and just drive ahead on that way, even if it's meant exposed in the rear because it was just so much faster. Crusaders coming in here, Australians taking a few shots, Jaegers lining up here. More Australians pushing in with the regular sections, of course. Starstorm on the scene, Vickers backing them up. Will MrPalmer just charge head on? We look to try and catch the Germans off guard here. Yeah, I think charging head on to the Panthers would be an exceedingly ill-advised move here by MrPalmer's Crusader tanks. A lot of damage here, Panthers diving after them, try maybe. Nope, decides not to commit too heavily, which honestly makes a good bit of sense there. Panthers getting grenaded. Australians, sappers on the flanking machine gun tearing into them. Crusaders now instead lining up for something else in the south. We got 226, 262. Victory points wise. It's fairly close here though. Redxwings definitely has a bit of lead here, MrPalmer. Machine gun here in a bit of trouble, but so the Australians call out in the middle of the street here. What the Crusaders up to in the south? I mean, he's got 4 Crusaders, but he's definitely struggling to leverage them fully. I mean, at this, he's going for a 5th one. He still needs more sappers for this, honestly. But there's also a part of me that's thinking, like, maybe he could actually, like, you know, transfer that for grants instead. Like, getting a lot of grants to take on these Panthers would not be a half bad idea. Like, the grants can lay down so much heavy fire. Oh, dear, straight to the Panthers here. Shots firing over the place, including some asphalt as well, it seems. 5th Crusader almost done here for MrPalmer.
Our front line fails. 250 points remain for us.
There you go.
Pioneer infantry killed.
Ooh, losses remaining Pioneer squad. That's a bit painful there. Got the Australians getting blasted by the Panthers, machine guns and main guns doing what they can here. And Starstorm. Only a strong tact formation there out of Redxwings and Das Vaterland. And he's diving in here. He's going to go for a base attack here on Redxwings. He's basically going to go, well, I can't take on the Panthers, I'm just going to destroy the base instead, get the win that way. Very bold here by MrPalmer. Complete subversion of expectations. Redxwings rushing his Panthers here. MrPalmer just doing a bit of hidden around here. Obviously knows it's going to be not too long before the Panthers are there, but certainly it puts a bit of the fear of the British Empire into Redxwings. Tells him that he has to be careful about whether he puts his Panthers, because if he puts them too far away from the base, he's going to just dive after the base and start wrecking it. It's definitely a fiendish move there. And now the low Jaegers moves in against the Crusader swarm there. Definitely a bit ill-advised here by Redxwings. I mean, he probably wasn't expecting the Crusaders to be right there. But they are.
Luftwaffe company under fire.
Almost got the Luftwaffe company there. One more shot. No. Jaegers on the flank here, but again, they have to be careful. There's so many Crusader tanks. We've got the Vickers here again. The Crusader swarm is very dangerous to stay around here with infantry. You could see the Vickers, yes, go down. And destroyed. Redxwings feeling the heat here now of the Crusader platoon there. Actually, I think in British terminology would have been a squadron. But anyways, going in it. Diving at the Panthers. We've got Mechanized Assault. Gets the first Crusader there, lit up. Like a Thatcherite Christmas present. We got 4 Crusaders left. Panthers there taking some damage. Got Panther now arriving here. I feel like MrPalmer here. He got one of the Panthers. He got it. Through sheer volume. Second Panther down to half health. Another Crusader light up. Lit up. In fact, several Crusaders have now been left burning here. It's an absolute brutal tank battle. Another Crusader down. Can he get the Panther? Will he lose the Crusader? He's trying to get through the front armor there, but that's not going to work out. He's going to try and flank the Panther. Oh, the shot doesn't go through. And the Panther survives. And MrPalmer, they took a lot of losses elsewhere in the process. And the Panther's now ace level, a hardened veteran. That was brutal. Of course, got the 2-to-1 there. They can just provide repairs with its mobile repair station's ability.
The enemy falters. They are down to 200 points.
Withdrawing the Crusader, going for grants. Probably should have done that a bit sooner, but that's that. Just trying to do that now. Big assault against machine. That's it. Launching an assault like that, definitely very risky. And he's also lost his sappers, so now MrPalmer's down just 4 sections of infantry. Everything else gone. Meanwhile, Redxwings still has, like, you know, the Jaegers, the Starstorm, the Panther, and has gone for another 2-to-1, and he has a machine gun.
The ability is ready for use.
It definitely needs his Panther fixed up, that's for sure. Redxwings are setting upon those victory points. Keeping up that pressure, MrPalmer, and there we go. First Grant tank on the way for the British Empire. And Redxwings with more Panthers. He believes in the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Starstorm duming in Australians need to get... Oh, regular second he's going to cover. For some reason, if there's some Australian sections, my brain just interprets all of them as being Australians. That's probably not going to make me very popular with the Australians or the British. I probably wasn't ever angling for either popularity. There you go, the Starstorm forced away their second Panther right around the corner.
Panther tank is ready to serve.
Double Panther once more for Redxwings.
We have lost control of a victory point.
There we go, Grant moving forwards. Ready to be... Oh, there you go, spawn the Jaegers. There we go. Massive hits on the Jaegers. Could get lucky and score a wipe. Yes, he gets the wipe. Fortunately for Redxwings, so the Panther strike isn't dropped. That would have been a bit awkward there for Redxwings if MrPalmer suddenly had a Panther strike to unleash against his forces. Still got another Jaeger squad there at it. And we got the Panthers, which definitely could threaten MrPalmer if he's not careful.
Shoot back, damn it!
Panthers then heavy need repairs, and we got sappers and an entertainment there from MrPalmer. Redxwings, he's going to go for another machine and give out.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Bit of quiet here as both sides licking their wounds. Rebuilding their forces a bit, then of course the Panthers are being repaired.
Get back into the fight.
Go. Both Panthers ready, moving forwards.
An MG42 team is ready.
Still advancing there. With a high velocity 75mm cannons, the Kampfwagen is 42.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
6 Crusader and the Panther. Another shot went through there. Far up north here, Starstorm ripping up the northern front line there. Second MG42 team light as well there for Redxwings. Further south here, section busy. 120 versus 219. I mean, Redxwings just has an immense amount of fuel there. I mean, certainly the fuel cache has helped quite a bit towards that goal.
Finish the fight! Don't stop for the dead!
Panther being a bit quiet. Australians there forced off.
Now get back in
grant fixed up, and of course MrPalmer needs a lot more grants. MrPalmer apparently not quite keen on the whole Australians losing to Jaegers, though it's probably in this case had something to do with the veterans of the Jaegers. Probably I think the engagement also was out in the open, in which case the Jaegers definitely have the advantage because the upgraded Australians typically, you know, have a bonus against units that are in cover because of the way it works, whereas again out in the open, not so much. Whereas again with the semi-automatic G43s, again, you know, if you're out in the open, they're going to rip you apart. I'd say that's probably the explanation of that. Veterans and just, you know, semi-automatics versus build actions. Doesn't matter if you got a Panther strike, if, you know, the other 4 are semi-automatics and all you got a build action. Nasty hit in the section, we're taking out their Grant on the flank. Meanwhile, sappers diving in here, clearing up all of Redxwings carefully down mines, including in the middle of the concrete. And we got Redxwings with the Vesper. Some self-propelled artillery. Panther tooling out with the Grant here. Machine guns and some deep sauerkraut. And there you go, Vesper at it. Direct fire on the 6-pounder gun. Crew scrambling for safety, but to no avail. The Vesper does it all when it comes to clearing out its tank crews. So a bit of a rough situation now for MrPalmer. The Panther's advancing. One Panther has been heavily damaged, but we got a second Grant there. Will it be enough though for the British Empire to stop the armoured fists of Das Vaterland? No. GG, game over. Redxwings pulls through here with a fairly unorthodox strategy, that is for sure. And some Panthers, which we definitely haven't seen in a while, I think, to this degree in a 1v1. I think MrPalmer A would have benefited from some foot guards, but also crucially should have transferred all the Crusaders into Grants faster. Like, I think had he done that, the Panther would have been in a lot more trouble because several Grants with armored vehicle training can absolutely bully Panthers. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Imperial Legion. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.